Hi, Carol here from Cool Wool Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to work a variety of 2, 3 and 4 stitch cables used in this intricate design here. I know it's very bright, and I'm also going to show you how to work them both with a cable needle and without. So let's get started.
Now there's quite a few different ones. They have different names. For example, one of them on the edge is known as either a 1x1 right twist or a C2B. Now I'm not bothered about names today. I'm not bothered about how to read a chart. That's on the separate video, and you can see I scribble all over mine. What I am going to show you today though is how to work these various cables without a cable needle. First one I'm going to be showing you is this one here, where you're crossing 2 stitches and it slopes to the right. I know that as a C2B, but you may know it as something else. Now what I like to just make a little note of is where I've got to put the first stitch. So first of all I'll show you it with a cable needle and then without. So the first stitch is just a plain knit stitch, then I start my first cable. So if I was to use a cable needle, the first thing I have to do is slip one to the back, because it's right sloping. If you slip to the back it will be right sloping. Knit this stitch, and all my stitches are being knitted through the back loop in this pattern, most of them anyway. And then go back to your cable needle and knit that through the back loop. I'll just try that one more time. Slip one stitch to the back on the cable needle. You can see I've got quite used to not using a cable needle, so I'm not that good with it anymore. Knit the next stitch through the back loop, take that off, and then knit the stitch on the cable needle through the back loop. The through the back loop thing is just particular for this particular pattern, don't worry about that. Right, so after that, now let's see how to do the next couple without a cable needle. Now I know that the first stitch has to go to the back. So what I'm going to do is going to grab the next stitch from the front, hold that stitch with my finger and thumb, slip those stitches off and pop it back on my left needle. That wasn't too horrible. Pop this one back on, and now the stitches are in the right order to be worked, okay, without using a cable needle. So I knit each one through the back loop. Now they will be a bit tighter using this method, so don't pull too tight. And there we go, knit both of them through the back loop. Let's try that once more. This stitch has to go to the back. We're working over 2 stitches, so from the front I will grab that next stitch, hold this with my fingers, slide it off, pop it back on the left needle, then pop the first stitch back on the left needle, knit that first stitch through the back loop, which is what my pattern calls for, and knit the next stitch through the back loop. Let's try one more time. Slip the second stitch to the front, hold that first stitch while those 2 stitches come off the needle, pop that one back, pop the first one back, and then knit them both through the back loop. So that's how to work a 1/1 cross stitch without a cable needle. Now I'm going to work on and show you some of the others now. The next cable is a 3-stitch cable where the first 2 stitches need to come to the front to slope to the left, and then the next stitch is purled. Again, I'll show you it with the cable needle first. 2 stitches to the front, purl the next stitch, take the stitches from the cable needle and knit them through the back loop. And now let's see how to do it without a cable needle. A 3-stitch cable, left sloping, which means with a cable needle you would take 2 stitches to the front and then purl the third. So without a cable needle you go behind and grab the 3rd stitch, take all 3 off while holding those 2, slip them back on the left needle and pop your single stitch back on the left needle. Now we need to, they're in the right order now, to purl. Remember, they're a bit tight, but just loosen up as you work them. Purl, and then in my case knit through the back loop for the other two. It's the same principle for any of these cables without a cable needle. So the next cable is worked over 3 stitches. The first stitch needs to go to the back, then the next 2 are knitted through the back loop, and then the stitch you've taken to the back is purled. I will do it first of all with a cable needle to show you. So slip 1 to the back, knit the next 2 through the front loop, then go back to the stitch on the cable needle without twisting it and purl it. So let's see how to do that without a cable needle. So cable 3 to the right without a cable needle. We need to take the first stitch to the back. So without a cable needle, that means grab your next 2 from the front, and then that first stitch goes to the back when you take them off. Grab it again from the back and pop these 2 back on your needle. These are being worked through the back loop. So we have 1, 2 knit stitches through the back loop, and then just a normal purl. Now I'm going to work a left sloping cable over 4 stitches. So 2 stitches need to come to the front first. And by the way, if you're ever concerned about, do I take them to the front or the back? F rhymes with left. So if you're taking anything to the front, it slopes to the left. Unfortunately, B doesn't rhyme with right, but there you go. F for front rhymes with left. So using a cable needle, 2 stitches to the front, knit the next 2 stitches, and these ones aren't done through the back loop in my particular pattern, just normal knits. Take the cable needle and knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. Now doing that without a cable needle. Now we have a left sloping cable over 4 stitches, and for left the 2 first stitches would have to come to the front. So doing it without a cable needle, go behind, grab the next 2 out of the 4, slide them off and re-grab those first 2 to the front. Slide the other 2 back on. And this particular cable is done through normal knits, not through the back loop in this instance. So I'm just going to knit those 4 stitches, making sure you loosen up a little bit as you go. Now we're going to work over 4 stitches again, but this time sloping to the right. So to slope to the right, first 2 stitches have to go to the back. So using a cable needle first of all, and then knit the next 2 and knit the 2 stitches from the cable needle. And that creates a right sloping cable. Bit difficult to see until you've worked on a bit. Now let's see how to do it without a cable needle. So over 4 stitches then, a right sloping cable. The first 2 stitches need to go to the back. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to take the next 2 stitches from the front, just grab them with my right needle, use my fingers, same as approach as before, slide all those 4 stitches off and grab those 2 stitches again, and then put my original 2 back on the left needle. They will be a bit tight, but don't worry about that, we can loosen as we work them. They're now all in the correct order, so I'm going to knit them through the front loop as normal knits this time, in order, without the use of a cable needle. Now we have a 1/1 sloping to the left, first of all with a cable needle. So if it's sloping to the left, the stitch has to go F for front, F rhymes with left, bring that to the front, knit the next stitch through the back loop for my pattern, and then knit the stitch off the cable needle. Now let's do a couple without the cable needle. So one to the front, that's going to come to the front, which means we go in from behind, grab the second stitch, so that first stitch is at the front when we slide it off. Grab it with our left needle, pop that one back, and then work them both through the back loop. In this case, try that one more time. Go behind, grab the second stitch with your right needle, take them both off, and grab that front one back onto your left needle. Now we're going to work both of them through the back loop. So there you have it. I've now shown you how to work a variety of different cables without using a cable needle. Just be brave and grab those stitches as you take them off. Keep it nice and calm. And that principle applies to any cable that you might be working, although it might be a little more difficult with a big number of stitches. I hope that's helped.